there's a particular linebacker who's about to do the reps of 225. His name is Shaquem Griffin.
Yep.
If you don't know who he is, you might have heard of his brother, Shaquille, or a.k.a. Shaq Griffin, who's
born 1 minute ahead of him.
Right. He's in the Seattle Seahawks right now.
Third round pick a year, going to starting corner by the end of the year.
But Shaquem stuck behind at Central Florida,
right.
Part of the undefeated team there. He was born without he was born a minute after his brother and suffered from amniotic band syndrome. Basically, some amniotic fluid wrapped around his left hand while in the womb. And he was born essentially without a hand. 4 years into his life, at age 4, his left, the top of his left arm was amputated. You could see the photograph right there. He's about to go into the weight and reps room and lift. And as you could see, he's no slouch on the field. Defensive player of the year for the AAC.
The first tape I put in on him, I'm like, who is 18? I didn't even know anything about his hand. I'm talking about a football player.
Right.
He flies to the ball. He plays on the ball as an edge guy. He plays off the ball as a linebacker. And the one constant is no matter where the football is, 18 will show up shortly. He's got a great motor. He can rush the quarterback. I think the NFL is going to look at him a little bit like Hassan Reddick. He's going to play off the ball linebacker. Plus, you can use him as an edge. I've even heard a couple teams are talking about looking at him as a safety, which is kind of interesting. So,
all right, let's go in the weight and reps room right now. There he is.
See the prosthetic he uses on his left hand.
I need all you got. I need all you got. I need all you got. Oh. Let's get it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go.
Go to work. Go to work. Lock out.
Go down. Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Good job. Wiggle up. Get out. All the way up. All the way up. Lock out. Right arm out. Let's go. Good. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Come on.
Get it up. Let's go. Get it up. Let's go.
Lock it out. There it is. Good. 15. Yes.
Come on, work it.
Come on. Come on.
We're good. Let's go.
18.
Come on with it.
Good.
Come on with it. Come on with it. Bring it up here. Bring it up here.
20. Lock out.
Right.
Come on. Come on.
I got you. I got you.
Lock it out.
20 reps. 2-0.
Listen to that room.
There's always energy in that room.
But not quite like that, right?
But when a kid like that steps up, that has the respect that he does of his peers, and trust me, we had him at the Senior Bowl, and he had everybody flying around with him. He's an energy giver. He gets the room full of energy, and that was really cool to see. I love that. I enjoyed his game against Auburn. Flies to the football.
Two, 4, 3, 8 for Shaquem Griffin.
Hello.
Shaquem Griffin is absolutely dominating
Happy birthday, Mama.
this combine.
Are you kidding me? And he was a late. Rich, he didn't get invited to the combine until after the Senior Bowl was over.
And if that holds up, that would be the fastest 40-yard dash time by a linebacker since we started recording this stuff in 2003. Wow.
You go, Shaquem.
Happy birthday, Mama.
Yeah, man.
And Mama, there goes that man.
He's moving again.
4-5 this time. So we'll definitely stand on his first.
That's a big disparity. Typically, teams will average the two of them together when they get it like that.
And of course, teams will just go by their own hand times anyway.
Very much so.
Right.
But you would assume if the hand times are consistent, there were to be a real fast one and then a slower one.
Either way,
it
it's
doesn't
terrific times.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what,
He can run.
this young man knows how to shine and entertain. It's just been an entertaining time just watching him perform here in Indy.
And here's Shaquem. Don't cross your feet. Don't click your heels.
Shuffle, shuffle.
I don't think he...
Shuffle, come on back this way. Good. Back it up. Fire hard. Come on, finish.
He came off the edge at UCF, played off the ball, was a hang defender.
#1 trending topic on Twitter, Shaquem Griffin.
Wow.
Here's
Remember,
Griffin.
we're working to the hashes.
Please work through his cramping.
Ready, stud? Here we go. Get out. Open. Come on. Open.
He was a high school safety.
Open.
Ran
Now
track.
finish. Come on. Catch the ball and finish. Catch the ball and finish. Catch the ball and finish. Finish.
Cramping up.
Yeah. All right. Moments ago, Shaquem Griffin
Turn and go.
fighting through cramps. Still waiting on his official 40. Looking good here.
And that's an Alabama tradition, too.
And it is the fastest 40 by a linebacker, period.
Those numbers, folks.
Now, when you say since 2003, it's, since we started really taking a look at this thing up close, it's the first sub 4.4. It is the fastest time. Shaquem Griffin, who got a late invitation to this party,
Yep.
now will be the mark at which every single linebacker that comes into this building will try and best. Just phenomenal.
And I give the kid credit because he just wants to be one of the guys. I'm a good football player. Just watch my film. And
he's the AAC Defensive Player of the Year. So,
2 years ago, yep. And let's have a conversation here, though. I mean, let's be frank with people, okay? We've been gushing for 2 days now. I've watched a bunch of his film. Is there a disadvantage at all to having a stump instead of a hand? Let's be honest, okay? And I look tape real hard. Is he better off on the right side than the left side? Is what kind of disadvantage can he disengage? He loses some length on one side for sure. And every once in a while, you can see him struggling to disengage from it. He struggles with big bodies. But so does every 6 foot, 227-pound linebacker I've ever seen.
Right.
Okay, he doesn't have quite the length on one side that other people does, but you know what he does, Rich? He uses his left hand, the effective hand, to punch the ball out and force fumbles. I mean, the guy adapts to what he has to use. And so when I look at him as a football player, I looked as hard as I could to see if it was negative, and I just don't see it. I think he's truly a football player.
The coaches wanted to move me to the right side, so my good hand could be the point of attack hand. But I was able to get a certain type of cast where I didn't want to move to the other side. I stayed. But that was an option, like you mentioned, to play on a certain side. So your strike hand or your point hand could be your good hand.
No doubt.
Poor Ray, he run to the sideline and back over and be like, hey, Ray, we just did that for the recruit. You really ran a 4.81.
Quite a day here at the Combine.
Look at this.
Again, one of the cleanest catches we've seen all day here from the linebacker group.